The book I've recommended the most for the almost 20 years is The Four Agreements by Miguel Ruiz. It's a life-changing book. It is an impactful book. It is a small book full of wisdom, and we're just going to scratch the surface.
Facing head-on the emotions beneath the surface as we bridge from an old world of confusion and lack to a beautiful new world of freedom, abundance, and love with straightforward truth and inspired hope is what you'll find on The Charla Anderson Show. Collector and connector of fascinating people, and everyone is fascinating. Here's your host, Charla Anderson.
Good, beautiful day, you beautiful, beautiful souls. This is Charla Anderson, host of the Charla Anderson Show, collector and connector of fascinating people, and everyone is fascinating, especially you. I can't tell you, the book I've recommended the most for the almost 20 years is The Four Agreements by Miguel Ruiz. It's a life-changing book. It is an impactful book. It is a small book full of wisdom, and we're just going to scratch the surface of what this book is about. But first, of course, we're going to do the 22-second mini vacation. We're going to breathe in some calm for 7 seconds. We're going to hold for 4 seconds. We're going to breathe out gratitude for 11 seconds. Can you join me? And let's just breathe in some calm. Here we go. Hold. Relax, release. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, gratitude is the key to a satisfied life. In everything, give thanks. Everything, give thanks. Does that mean everything? Absolutely, everything. You can find something to be thankful for, and if you would start writing them down, finding something, even if you're in the gutter, can you just be thankful you have fingernails? You know, something. So we want to be thankful in everything. Give thanks. And today, I'm thankful that you're joining me, that you're listening in, and that we're ending up season 2 next month. Can you believe it? And I'm going to talk today about the Four Agreements by Miguel Ruiz. I ran across this book. It was recommended to me maybe almost 20 years ago, and I went to Half Price Books. I went to look for this book, and it was in the New Age section. Oh my gosh, I almost didn't buy it because I was still in a very fundamental mindset and I've since learned that, you know, if God is love, he can't be not loved, that he loves us all no matter where we are on this planet and who we think we are. He loves us no matter what. And so when you can take some resources and understand that different perspectives doesn't mean right or wrong, good or bad. And I'm telling you, religion, and I just heard someone else speak of this week, but I learned years ago, religion, meaning do again, go back into bondage. Religion, the God in a box, man-made rules and regulations. My God is better than your God, and my rules are better than your God, and these, you know, all these restrictions to keep us in control, right? You know, it excludes relationship. And so this isn't a religious show. This show isn't about that today, but it just came out. And I do say that occasionally, but religion is bondage. And I'm not religious, but I am incredibly in love with God and Jesus and my relationships. Right. So to talk about the Four Agreements, though, so this little book, you know, I feel like that if we could understand and every one of us act a little bit more along the lines of what the depth of meaning in this book of the Four Agreements. I'll just speak them. The first agreement, be impeccable with your word. What does that mean? The second agreement, Don't take things personally. The third agreement, don't make assumptions. And the fourth agreement, always do your best. Now, that sounds pretty simple. And if you ever look at the book, those are all written on the front inside cover. Uh, what does it mean? What do they mean? It sounds so simple, and they are very simple to say and to consider. But honestly, if we were all impeccable with our word and we didn't take things personally, what? And we didn't make assumptions, and then we always did our best, what kind of world would this be? What if we all started spreading that word? I just think it's amazing that that these four agreements can change the world. It changed my life for sure. So being impeccable with your word, and what I will be introducing you to Brenda Byers of the Prosper in All Things Christian Women's Business Coach of Extraordinaire. But she did a 12-week study. That means she's talked about being impeccable with your word for 3 weeks, each one of them for 3 weeks. That's I just discovered that, and I felt when I would mention that, it was interesting to me because when I first mentioned that book to her, she goes, "Look, I did this 12-week study," and so I started listening. I haven't heard it all, but I listened to a couple of them, and I didn't know this. I didn't know this about the word impeccable, but she brought it up that the definition of impeccable, so M like impossible, M is not. And the impeccable comes from the root word, she talks about it, but it's not sin, it's sin. So be impeccable with your word is to not sin, and not sinning with your words. And the words is the most powerful thing we have. You hear me say it all the time. Every word matters. Every word matters. Where's that book? That book. Split Second Transformation, Change Your Words, Change Your Life, 31 Daily Practices. Every word matters. Be impeccable with your word. And the word sin, according to Brenda Byers, that I heard, anything that you do that goes against yourself, because we are the child of the Most High God. He lives in us, and when we speak, we need to know that we are speaking. I am is our truth. I am is who God is in me. I am is the breath of life, and every word matters. And God created the world with his I am. He said, "Let there be light," and there was light. So we create with our words. It's something that I just believe we were kind of taught that words don't matter, but they do. Every single word matters. And I've witnessed what I would call the downslide of profanity and things like that. It seems like it's so common now. But do you realize we're cursing ourselves? When my friend kicked her stool and she said, "That damn stool," and I was like, "What? Why are you cursing my stool?" What if we started adding, a sense of just pride in our words and ourself, and it lifts us. And I was overhearing a conversation, and I think would have only been 1 minute conversation instead of 5 if they'd have taken out all the F words they were using and all the cursing words. I'm not judging. I don't have any judgment. I'm not judging about it. I'm just considering that we're lowering our standards. We're lowering who we are and what we get by cursing. I'd like to see we start having a higher standard for ourselves, I think our world would start lifting a little bit more positively. But, I'm outrageously optimistic, of course, and it will. But the 4 agreements, be impeccable with your word. What does that look like? What if we actually spoke, every word matters. We spoke what we want, not what we don't want, is the way I used to say it. And it's a new way to consider, because want, the word want, this comes from my Brenda Byers as well, even though I've heard it before, but she reminded me, want means extreme lack. So if every word matters, what if we shifted that one word, want, to desire? Desire. So desire is of the sire, the father, of the father. So he says he gives us the desires of our heart. Who doesn't want that? He gives us the desires of our heart. If we speak what we desire and eliminate the words that cut off that flow of what we speak coming to us. We create our world with our words. It starts with thoughts. It includes feelings, but when we speak it, let there be light, and there was light. When we speak it, we start the flow to receive it, unless we negate it. I desire a great job, but I probably won't get one, or I don't have the qualifications, or I desire to go on a vacation, or I desire a new mate, or I desire this great house. And then that, I'm not really worth it. We when we cut off and give God an out, so to speak, it really, I believe literally, because they've proved this scientifically, that there is a flow, it's all energy, and we start bringing things to us when we speak what we desire. And my way, speak what you desire. Relax, release, let it go. Ask, believe that it's already on its way. Expect that it's coming. Receive with gratitude and blessings. And our prayer is never please, 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 begging, wimpy prayers. No, 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 no. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you that it's already on its way. Yeah, that is a powerful stance. And then relax, release, let it go, lay it at his feet, just expect and enjoy your life. And things will be coming to you because you're speaking what you desire. Be impeccable with your word. That to me also means being honest. Speak what you mean. Say what you mean what you say. It's called integrity. Honoring your word is integrity. And, we all mess up. So when we make a promise, we say we're going to do something, we don't do it. Nobody's perfect, right? We don't want perfection. We want honesty. We want authenticity. So when we mess up, look over there. Go back. I'm so sorry. I made an agreement with you. I didn't honor that agreement. So I'm going to make a new agreement. And the new agreement, and then we honor our word. Impeccable with your word. I mean, don't sin against yourself. Don't make begin recognizing that your words are who you are. It's your character. It's your integrity. To me, it's extraordinarily important that we honor our words. The second agreement, don't take things personally. Oh, I just am so over the spirit of offense. I feel like people are wearing a chip on their shoulder. They're waiting to be offended. They expect to be offended. They get puffed up about being offended and you offended me and I'm going to have I call it the Jerry Springer mentality. I'm going to hit you over the head and sue you. So, what if we began recognizing that we don't have it's not all about us. We don't have to take it personally. We don't have to take anything personally. And when we can start living that way, oh, what a peace it is. I remember being able to I was given this word, you don't have to strive. You don't have to strive so hard. You don't have, just be. Wonderful words. Just be. And when that came to me, I gave up that I need to know. I don't have to know why somebody did or said something. I don't have to know. I don't have to know. I don't have to know much of anything about what's going on. I just get to be. I get to be still. I get to listen to my spirit. Everything in the universe, everything from let there be light to the infinity is already in our DNA. So when we turn off our devices for a second and listen and be still and know we already know what we need to know. And if we start listening to our gut and our instinct, it's always right. It's always right. If you're listening, if you learn to listen to the right voice, you will never go wrong. And then you have that bold faith of stepping towards it. You will never be wrong. And it's not about being right or wrong. It's about listening to yourself, listening to that still small voice that is inside of you, your instinct and your gut. And then you can walk in this confidence and this peace that you don't have to be offended by anything anybody else does. Nobody can hurt your feelings or offend you or make you angry without your permission. Bing, bing. Wear a shield. Wear your shield of protection, of confidence. Wear the shield. And when somebody, tries to break through that, you can just, kind of, no thanks. I choose not to receive that. And it's usually a mirror. Rarely does somebody say something that is about you. It's almost always about them, who they are and who they see themselves to be. So bullies are victims. You've heard me say it before. Bullies are victims too. They come from, hurt people hurt people. They don't love themselves enough to know how to love others, how to treat others the way they should be treated, right? So I'm just, don't take things personally. I was just talking with a little fourth grader recently, and she said, she's been bullied so much and this and that and the other. And I told her a little bit about that. I said, what if you put a shield of protection? What if you saw that other person as somebody has a situation at home or doesn't love themselves enough to know how to love others or to treat you? And maybe in a quiet time, you could possibly just address that and go, hey, what's going on with you that you feel the need to hurt people? Because everybody witnessing a bully knows that they're a bully and they don't love themselves enough to, I don't think they put it that way, generally speaking, but bullies are just, and I keep talking about bullies, but the people that do that hurt other people, that want to have revenge, whatever it is, silly. It's just silly. And when you step back and look at it, and what peace that passes understanding when you don't take things personally. Why not? Let's just practice that, So they said something. Oh well. What are we going to do about it, huh? So we can just relax and release. And this is, Matt Kahn said, let them be blessed. A master is one who blesses. You just say, be blessed, be blessed, be blessed. If people are hurting you or you feel like their intention is bad towards you, may you be blessed. Unconditional love, unconditional forgiveness, not unconditional boundaries. You don't have to stay in their presence, but be blessed. May you be blessed. Our world would be a lot less dramatic, wouldn't it? Which brings me to the third agreement. Don't make assumptions. Oh my goodness. Can you think, wouldn't your life be, well, I mean, we assume so much. We instead of just taking things at face value and living through that assumption, we assume they cut us off because they're jerks. Maybe they needed to go to the bathroom worse than you do. Who knows? Why do we want to assume the worst? Why do we tend to assume the worst? Why do we attend that they're doing it to us when they're just doing what they do? Making assumptions adds so much drama to your life. I love that I found this book a long time ago, The Four Agreements, that I get to, that I've been able to live pretty much along this line. You can cut me off, you can be rude, you can hurt my feelings, try to hurt my feelings. And I've said recently to someone that you just can't hurt my feelings. You say what you got to say, you do what you got to do. I will just continue to roll with the flow. So I don't choose to engage with those that try to come at me or hurt me, or I don't assume that that's what they're doing. I tend to assume the opposite generally. They just they don't know any better. Whatever. So those three, be impeccable with your word. Don't take things personally. Don't make assumptions. I assume you are, you're gonna, let me just use this example. I've been in network marketing off and on all my adult life, give or take. And people would think that I was just talking to somebody and they would think that I was trying to recruit them away from them. Never would cross my mind to do that. Never would cross my mind. We're talking about Israel because I had a bag that said something about Israel. We're talking about my trip to Israel. And I got really, yelled at because they thought I was trying to recruit their people. Mary Kay, I was with Mary Kay and they had a whole go give thing. I gave all my people back. Anybody that had a customer, anybody that had a consultant, I would go, hey, you go buy from that consultant because I believe in the go give. Never crossed my mind. I don't have that in me, but it's a mirror because they did. You think about that. They assumed that I did because that's who they are, not who I am. That is a good way to say it. They assumed that I am, but it's really them, right? What do you think? Don't make assumptions. Just be real. Just be real. Be authentic. You hear me say it all the time. Authenticity is the new sexy. Nobody wants fake stuff anymore. We're tired of fake news. We're tired of fake, I'm actually kind of tired of fake eyelashes, but that's me. Oh, just chatting on my own here. Sorry about that. The fourth agreement. Always do your best. What does that mean to you? Always do your best. Be impeccable with your word. Always do your best. What if we did? What if everything we do with excellence? We do with just doing our best because it's the right thing to do. My mama said, take the high road. And when it's hard, I added this, and when it's hard, take the high road. It doesn't matter. Find your values, find your set point. Find your set point that your value is I choose, it's all choice. I choose to take the high road. I choose not to get sucked into the drama. I choose to do my best. I don't want to talk, we're not even going to go there about perfection because I think that there's we think perfection is attainable, which it isn't. So what if we gave up the need to be perfect and just do your best, strive for excellence, do your best, release it to the world with grace. Yeah. Do your best. Always do your best. And I guess that means, and I pick up after yourself. Don't leave one thing for someone else to clean up after you. Not one. And if you do, shame on you. Wipe up after yourself. Wipe up that sink. Take your cart back. Don't throw litter on the ground, and you might even on airplanes take the stuff out of the seat pocket, throw it away. It'll save one human being an initial step. I take it to an extreme sometimes. In hotel rooms, if I'm by myself in a hotel room, often they walk in and all they have to do is change the sheets and barely, I only use one trash can. I'm just aware that there's another human being on the face of the earth that's going to have to come in and clean up after me. So I take it to an extreme, perhaps. I don't know. I kind of like, wow, they're going to come in and go, oh, this one's not going to take long. Definitely want them to change the sheets. Wipe the sink, all that, clean the shower, but they don't have a mess. They don't walk into a mess. Small examples. Always do your best and enjoy. I feel like these four agreements in this book, and his son has written more. I mean, there is more, so much more in depth. And I'm going to tell you, I asked Brenda Byers if there was access to her 12-week Bible study about the four agreements. I've listened to just two of the lessons, and it's all still about impeccable with your word. I'm blown away by the depth and the extreme wisdom that is coming from her in that Bible study, and she's offered it to my people. So if you will go to, you can go to let's see, membership.prosperinallthings.com and scroll down to the Bible studies are in the search bar, membership.prosperinallthings.com, and go down to the four agreements Bible study. It will bless your socks off. I'm not kidding. So Prosper in All Things, you want to go to prosperinallthings.com. Look at Brenda Byers. This is a commercial for Brenda Byers. I'm telling you, she has so much incredible content. And she's a Christian business women's coach, but she's come from horrific childhood. She's come from building a multi-million-dollar business, then getting back to zero and building again. She's got story that most of us can't conceive of in her life. And that you can't go wrong to go checking her content out. And she's got a lot out there. Find Brenda Byers, Byers, on LinkedIn, Facebook. She's dropping golden nuggets every time she opens her mouth. She reached out to me. I had a good conversation with her, and she's extraordinary. I would call her a mentor that I'm extremely thrilled to have found. I'm extremely thrilled to have found a community through her membership, Prosper membership. Found a great new friend. It was my guest last week on my show, named Barbara Zinda, Zinda. This is a new era for me to literally take on a kind of a different direction in my coaching. I'm calling my coaching program, and you guys may not even know this yet, Courageous Clarity. Courageous Clarity. Courageous Clarity Coach. Okay, so if you are wanting some clarity, if you want some guidance on how to make your life work better without taking everything personally, without that you start speaking the things you desire and start receiving the things you desire. Wouldn't that be fun? At 71 years old, I could just be playing with grandbabies. That would be awesome. And I'm okay with that. But all this this silver-haired wisdom, I would love to share it with you. I enjoy sharing it with you on my show every week. Charla Anderson Show, collector and connector of fascinating people, and everyone is fascinating, especially you. I'm going to end my show today. Just wanted to scratch the surface of some of the wisdom out of that book, The Four Agreements. Share that with you, give you some perspective, and reach out to me. Charla at charlaanderson.com, Charla at charlaanderson.com, and of course, charlaanderson.com is the website. Working on that, getting that improved. But today's the day. You're beautiful. You're perfect, exactly who and where you are right this second, because there's nowhere else to be. You might as well love it where you are. And if you don't like your circumstances, you don't have last second to change it. You have next second to change it. Speak a different word. Speak a different word. Take a different step. One tiny step towards your goals, your dreams, your desires. I'm Charla Anderson signing off, and I encourage you to always, 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 always choose joy. Choose joy.
Parting is such sweet sorrow. The Charla Anderson Show. Encouraging you to stand strong and courageous with bold faith, no fear, immense hope, kindness, and love, especially towards yourself. Visit charlaanderson.com for replays, blogs, and more on her ever-expanding website, as well as watch her live TV show on winwinwomen.tv, Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And so that we can continue learning together and growing this community of beautiful souls, we invite you to share the Charla Anderson Show with your circle of friends. Until we meet again next week, remember always, choose joy.